Alright, so let's get into a messy, complicated, but really interesting question. Why do so many gay men find themselves attracted to straight men? Because let's be real, this gets joked about all the time, it's been a meme forever, but underneath the surface, there's way more going on than just loving a challenge. There's history here, psychology, culture, and yeah, sometimes even a little survival instinct baked in. First off, we have to acknowledge something really basic. Desire doesn't operate logically. It's not a math problem where you add up the right traits, handsome, available, nice to you, and get love. Human attraction is way messier than that. It's about what feels familiar, what feels powerful, what lights up old emotional pathways that we might not even fully understand yet. And for a lot of gay men, especially depending on how you grew up, straight men were the first archetypes of masculinity you ever saw. Think about it. When you were a little closeted kid, the boys around you, at school, in your family, on TV, were straight. And if you were feeling different, isolated, like you couldn't fully express yourself, but you still craved closeness and admiration and acceptance, straight boys often became these mythologized figures. They were who you wanted to be close to, be accepted by, maybe even be like. And when you're cut off from normal, healthy exploration of those feelings, they can morph into romantic or sexual attraction without you even realizing it. There's also the reality that straightness has been culturally tied to legitimacy and safety. For decades, centuries really, gay men were taught, directly or indirectly, that being gay made you less than, less masculine, less respectable, less worthy. So it's not crazy that some part of us might associate straight men with something we were told we were missing. Straight men were, and still are, seen as the default. They move through the world without having to defend their masculinity, without being othered. So sometimes the attraction isn't just about the man, it's about what he represents. That unshakable ease in his own skin that so many gay men had to fight tooth and nail for. And then there's the dynamic of unavailability, which is a whole psychological rabbit hole on its own. Unavailable people can be magnetic because they trigger an addictive loop in our brains. If I could just win them over, it would finally mean I'm lovable. Like, if someone who isn't even supposed to love me chooses me, doesn't that make it even more validating? Spoiler alert, it usually doesn't end that way. But when you're stuck in it, it can feel intoxicating. And we have to talk about power. Straight men are often positioned at the top of the social ladder, not just because they're men, but because they fit the norm society values most. When you're attracted to that, you're not just attracted to the person, you're attracted to the power they seem to have. The power to belong without trying. The power to be desired without stigma. And maybe, deep down, you want a piece of that. You want to be seen with it. You want to be chosen by it. Now, to be clear, none of this is universal. Not every gay man is pining for straight boys. Plenty of us, after a few heartbreaks, realize that chasing after someone who can't or won't reciprocate isn't just painful, it's a distraction from finding real connection. But even that learning process, untangling desire from fantasy, takes time. And one more thing that doesn't get talked about enough. Sometimes the attraction isn't about the person being straight at all. It's about their comfort with themselves. A lot of the straight men that gay men crush on aren't hyper-defensive or toxic about their masculinity. They're relaxed, they're kind, they're unafraid. They don't see queerness as a threat. And that self-assurance, that ease, can be magnetic in a way that transcends labels. It's not about wanting to be with a man who isn't attracted to you. It's about wanting to be close to that ease, wanting to be with someone who feels whole. But because they're straight, they usually aren't available in the way we want. And that can lead to a cycle of yearning, disappointment, self-blame, and if you're not careful, a really distorted sense of your own self-worth. That's why it's so important to eventually recognize the pattern if you're stuck in it. To realize you deserve someone who doesn't just admire you from a distance, but actually meets you where you are, someone who chooses you back. So yeah, attraction to straight men is real. It's complicated. It's human. It's about history, trauma, culture, power, longing, validation, and sometimes just plain old human chemistry. But it's also worth digging into if you find it happening over and over again. because sometimes what feels like a personal preference is actually a reflection of old wounds we haven't healed yet. You deserve love that doesn't make you feel like you're asking for too much just by existing. And that's something no straight man, no matter how dreamy or kind or magnetic, can ever truly give you if he's not built for it. If you got something out of today's video, please consider subscribing. I'm still a small channel, and honestly, the fact that anyone would take the time to watch my videos blows me away. It really means so much to me. Your support helps me keep going and keep creating. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.